Hello, hello. It's true. We got Rich D in the house with Mr. Tony Brown, Mr. Sherlock Holmes himself. Damn, that's a lot of smoke right there. And you know what's crazy is we got, one of our subscribers made this soundtrack special for Rich TV Live. What do you think about that, Tony? What do you think about it?
Shout out to Kenny Lee, man. Hey, we told you. Hey, anybody can be a star on this show. Kenny, we told you. We told you. Keep it coming, man. We love it. We love it.
Hello, Dan the IT guy who is in the room.
I gotta bring up the chat.
We had a huge week this week. In fact, I'm a Toronto Raptors fan. We had a huge weekend. And it was a rough day for me yesterday because my main man here was cheering for Milwaukee. I was cheering for the Toronto Raptors. Oh, and the Greek Freak. All I keep seeing was Tony sending me messages. The Greek Freak doing one dunk after another dunk after another dunk. Oh my goodness, it was rough. Greek Freak dunking on Jonas Valanciunas. Oh my goodness. They had no answer for the Greek Freak. And then who's that other kid, the high schooler? Thon Maker?
Thon Maker, baby.
Oh man, the Raptors were up by 7 points in the third quarter. And then this high school kid, Phenom, with long arms, just every time Toronto went for a layup, he would just pin them. Pin them twice.
Hey, you know what? Thon Maker is like a 7-foot shooting guard. And Giannis is like a 6'10" point guard.
Oh my goodness.
You know, they're the definition of the new NBA.
The Greek Freak, like that guy was that guy was unstoppable. There was nobody in Toronto that had any answer for the Greek Freak. And I honestly was talking to my buddy, and I thought Toronto had, I thought Milwaukee had no chance of winning Game 1. And there they are, and they came out and won. What was the score? Something ridiculous. What was the score there? It was
121 to...
No. It wasn't like that.
Calm it down. There's been so many blowouts today, I done lost track.
Calm it down. No. It was 97 to 83, okay? Which is a blowout in itself. It was pathetic. I think Toronto was up by 7 points in the fourth quarter. We were watching it. And then, in the third quarter. And that's when Thon Maker single-handedly blocked 2 shots, and then the Greek Freak scored, did an and one, scored 5 points in a row, turned the whole game around, and then Toronto just had no answer after that. It was pretty disappointing, but the final score was 97 to 83, Milwaukee over Toronto, which I believe was a huge upset. I think Toronto, in its history, I think that's 9 series in a row where they've lost Game 1 in their history.
Oh. That's an interesting stat right there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's a pretty disgusting.
I didn't know that at all.
It's a pretty disgusting stat. Let's talk about a little bit of the games that happened yesterday. We also had Cleveland in a very tight game, 109-108 over Indiana. What do you think about that game? You think Cleveland looked a little bit like they could, maybe not as good as last year?
You got to respect Paul George. Paul George at that point now where he was one of those guys that looked up to LeBron. But he didn't lost to LeBron 3 times in a row. Every time, 3 years in a row, he's lost to LeBron. It might be even 4, but he lost to LeBron twice when LeBron played for Miami. So Paul George, he kind of ready to make that next jump, and LeBron is that hurdle that's in his way.
If you saw that game at the end, Paul George hit a huge 3. To get them right back in the game. But then on the last play of the game, he gave up the rock to CJ Miles for the game-winning shot. For me, I think if you're a superstar player, you got to make that shot. You got to take that shot. You got to be the guy to say, hey, I'm going to make this shot. And CJ Miles wasn't even close. It's just disappointing.
You know what's funny is when they interviewed LeBron at the end of the game, they said, LeBron, how did you feel when you saw that shot go in the air? And I said it at the exact same time LeBron said it. I hope he missed.
Yeah.
Because it came down to that. So I think Miami, not Miami, but Indiana played better than I thought they would.
Oh, hell yeah. For sure they did. They played really good. They were in the game the whole game, and they were winning with a couple minutes left in the game. Cleveland went on a run. Indy came right back and had a chance to win the game on the very last shot. But unfortunately, CJ Miles couldn't close the deal. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, man. CJ a vet too. I'm shocked. Didn't he play for CJ Miles? Didn't he play for like Portland or Phoenix?
Yeah.
I know CJ Miles. He's been around for a while. He a veteran.
Yeah, he's been around for a while, but he didn't hit that shot. And if I'm Paul George, I'm thinking I want to take that game-winning shot. So what other games happened yesterday? We had a massive blowout between San Antonio and Memphis. 111 to 82. San Antonio won by 29 points. Wow.
Yeah, it'll be a sweep.
My goodness, what a blowout. There's not much to say there. And then
they didn't even have their stars in the game.
Like, forget about that. And then we got Utah coming out and beating the Clippers 97 to 95. Did you want to talk about somebody? There was some kind of a shout out to an old vet dusting off the cobwebs.
Yeah, Joe Johnson, baby. A lot of people think he probably still play for Brooklyn, but old school Joe came out the door.
Oh my goodness.
That runner, and I don't know if you saw the shot or not.
I didn't see the shot.
Lane, he shot the little run, and it's high off the, around a little bit, and it went in. That was it. Old school Joe, baby.
Oh my goodness. Like, that's the guy in fantasy that I never want to pick up because he's been such a disappointment. But Joe Johnson's just one of those guys who's got that ice water in his veins. And you can't leave him open. Because if you leave him open for the last shot, he will break your heart. He could go 0 for 10, but he'll just hit that game-winning shot. He just has that pedigree. He's got that shooting pedigree. So,
yeah, for sure.
So
he's smooth with it.
Let's talk about today's games. Let's talk about today's games real quick. So, we had some interesting games yesterday. We had Washington over Atlanta, 114 to 107. I don't think that's much of a surprise there. I think Washington's pretty much favored in that series dramatically. We had Golden State 121 over Portland 109. That was a really close game. Did you watch that game at all?
Yeah, that's where I got my 121 from.
Like that was a close game. It went right to the wire, and just in the last few minutes, the last 5 to 7 minutes, Golden State pulled away, and all their stars were shining.
I'm not a Draymond Green fan by any means, but shout out to Draymond Green, man. He played a hell of a game. I think he was 1 assist away from a triple double. He had 5 steals, 3 blocks. His stat line is just off the chain, man. He's a good player and he play hard. I think he deserved defensive player of the year.
I think
I'm not even a fan.
I was watching the game and they talked about his statistics during the season, and I believe they said he led the league in deflected passes, steals, a lot of the hustle plays. So he's just like one of those defensive specialists. He's just one of those guys that changes the game. And he single-handedly last year with that kick to LeBron's nuts, that turned the whole series around when he got suspended for Game 5 in that series against Cleveland last year. Let's be honest. That turned the whole series around. But let's get to the game that everybody, I think, shocked everybody. I know you're happy about this. 106-102, Chicago, the number 8 seed, shocks the world, beating Boston in Boston.
Yeah,
106 to 102. What do you think about that?
man. A lot of people got us counted out because we're an old team. A lot of people are like, what you mean? Wait, didn't you a Milwaukee fan? Don't get it twisted. I like the Bucks. I like the players on the Bucks because I like what they're doing. And I'm a basketball fan, so I like good teams. But Chicago, y'all already know I ride or die with that. But shout out to Jimmy Butler. Shout out to Wade. Rondo. Bobby Port. Hey, all of them played good. They played a good game today, and the Celtics put on a run at the end. It came to a 2-point game, man. They made a push. They made a late push, but we held on, man. So we got that home court advantage now. We stole it.
I think a lot of people think that Cleveland lost on purpose because they didn't want to play Miami or Chicago.
Yeah, I think. Me personally, I think that's their biggest threat. I don't think Boston got a chance against them. I don't think Toronto, man, got a chance against them. I
Against
think
against Chicago?
no, against Cleveland.
Oh, against
I
Cleveland.
don't
Yeah,
think.
I think Cleveland's gonna win the whole thing.
Um,
The West is
did you feel
so
that way when they was 3-0 last year, or you're not relating that to this? Did you feel that they was gonna win it last year when they was down 3-0?
well, they were down 3-1. But did I ever think that they would win down 3-1? No. I didn't. I didn't. However, when they did come down 3-1 and LeBron took over the series by himself, and then he pretty much put the team on his shoulders and said, "Listen, I'm going to win this series by myself, and I'm going to lead this series in every single offensive statistical category and every single defensive statistical category." And he went for a run for the ages and led the series in points, rebounds, blocks, steals, assists, every single category you could think of. He just took over the entire game and just showed the world who he is, which is he is the NBA. LeBron is the NBA.
But who did he need in order to win a championship?
Kyrie
He's
Irving.
getting one person.
Kyrie Irving.
Yes,
No, and
and
Kyrie Irving
you can't leave him out no
and
more.
Kyrie Irving hit the big shot. Everybody knows. Kyrie Irving hit the big shot. Everybody saw it. Kyrie
Yeah,
Irving is clutch.
exactly.
Kyrie Irving is clutch. We love Kyrie. And, Kevin Love too, he doesn't get a lot of love, but, he did pretty well, stepping up in
Yeah.
game 6 and game 7, getting some offensive boards, playing some defense, getting some rebounds, hitting a couple shots. He did a little bit to help his team get where he needed to go as well. So we got to give him a little bit of love too. Don't forget about
Yeah,
that.
Kevin Love stepped up for sure. And this year he's averaging like 19 and 11. So, he's back to the Kevin Love of old. That's what he should. I mean, he was a superstar before he got to Cleveland. He was a double double machine.
And
So he got to Cleveland and just kind of lost it. And I give a lot of credit to Tyrone Lue, they coach, because he talked to Kevin Love. He get in Kevin Love's ear and tell him, look, man, stop playing to their level. They can't hold you. You're a veteran, and that works with him. Like, go back to your Minnesota days. And that's what he do.
but what happened to him though?
Do you want me to tell you for real what happened to him?
I want to know what happened to him. He was a 2010 guy. Now he's like,
He's still, well, I'm telling you, he averaged 19 and 11 right now. But let me tell you what happened to him the previous 3 4 years prior to him getting back to himself. Kevin Love used to be 50 pounds heavier. Okay? He used to could be able to box people out without really putting forth any effort. He started doing yoga and Phil Jackson Zen Master type of stuff, and you see Kevin Love is thin. So he lost some of that weight. So, he used to be one of the top rebounders in the NBA. He lost some of that weight. So when he lost some of that weight, he didn't have that girth anymore. and he still could shoot, but now he's learning how to play without that weight. So now, he can get in there, still box out and things of that nature. He know how to use his fundamentals to get what he need. But before he just used to, let get pushed around because he lost all that weight. So he's showing that shirt.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what I'm talking about, the no work team here. That's the no work team right here from Cabarete from the Dominican Republic. That's the no work team. That's what everybody wants to be a part of, right, Tony? Don't we all want to be part of the no work team?
You know it.
The art of doing nothing. You guys see that? No work team, Caribbean Islands, the art of doing nothing, Cabarete. Because it is an art doing nothing, Tony. You know that, right?
You got me over here by the Ronaldo jersey. This hand. The Ronaldo jersey.
Oh, my goodness. I know. Me and Tony and I have been playing a little bit of FIFA, and he won't allow me to play with Portugal. I have to be playing with Canada or worse, apparently. But our last game, we tied 1-1. 0-0.
No, I'm cutting you off. We could go or worse when I say just pick Canada. That's where you are.
Canada's ranked like 130th in the world in soccer. I'm not joking.
That's how bad I am.
I'm telling you, man, they are like, I don't know what is going on with Canadian soccer, but they are ranked 110th in the world or something. So I know they're waiting for my boy to get a little older, but
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Guys better be watching for APD number 8.
About 5 more years to go. You gonna get there early. The way his mind think about soccer, that I couldn't wait for that game to get over.
Yeah, you got a chance to play him. How'd you think? He plays the game like he plays in real life, man.
Oh, I'm a gamer, so I truly believe that the game that you play in real life transforms from your thought process to your thumbs.
Absolutely.
Especially if you know the controls and you know what you're doing. If you know the controls and you understand what you're working with in your hand, once you overcome that objective, then it's really how you would play in real life. So, the game got glitches here and there. It's a big ass moth in my window. But for the most part, I could tell that your kid got that mentality of knowing, he see things before it happens, and everybody don't have that gift.
Definitely. Right now, to change the subject real quick, at halftime, Houston is leading OKC 59-54, guys. What do you think in that game? Who do you think is going to win that? You think Houston's going to pull it out? Or do you think Russell Wilson...
Houston? Where is it?
I believe it's in Houston, yes. They've got home court in the series. So...
They should win. But... And I don't know, man. Russell Westbrook, I don't know, man.
He's a freak, man. He's a one-man show, that guy right there. Human triple-double right there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Did he average a triple-double for the season? Did he finish averaging? He did?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
Last game, all he needed was 8 assists. And he got that with the quickness.
So okay, so we talked about a little bit of basketball. Now, I want to just real quickly talk a little bit about hockey. I know that hockey's not your game in America, but we got to talk about it. I'm a huge Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Cover my Blackhawks for a little bit. What you know about them?
Oh, you don't want to know what's going on with the Blackhawks. I'll get into that.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Okay.
But the Toronto Maple Leafs, I got to start with the Toronto Maple Leafs, being a huge Maple Leafs fan. The Toronto Maple Leafs, being the number 8 seed against Washington, almost shocked the world in Game 1. We're up 2-0 and ended up losing a heartbreaker in overtime in Game 1 on the road. The Baby Buds. Toronto's got like 9 rookies on their team. They're just like a team full of rookies. It's crazy. It's a crazy story. They even made the playoffs. They go into Washington, the number 1 seed, almost win Game 1. Lose in overtime, a heartbreaker. Game they were winning 2-0. They should have probably won. Then Game 2 comes once again. They're up in game 2. They lose the lead. It goes to overtime again. And what happens? The Maple Leafs win on a rookie who's only been playing with the team for like a few weeks. And he comes up, scores 2 goals, including the game winner, Kasperi Kapanen, the guy that they got in the Phil Kessel trade, who's now playing for the Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins. It's just an incredible game. And I'm super proud of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I got to give it up to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So just wanted to say that for all the Toronto Maple Leafs fans out there. And as far as Pittsburgh's concerned, let's take a look at the score. Pittsburgh won today in overtime, 5-4. We have the Montreal Canadiens won today 3-1 over the Rangers, the New York Rangers. And we had the St. Louis Blues winning 3-1 over the Wild. And St. Louis has a 3-0 series lead right now. Montreal has a 2-1 series lead over the Rangers. And Pittsburgh has a 3-0 series lead over the Blue Jackets right now. So that's what's going on in today's games. In yesterday's games, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we had the Anaheim Mighty Ducks beating the Calgary Flames 3-2. We had the Maple Leafs beating the Washington Capitals 4-3. We had the Ottawa Senators taking down the Bruins in overtime 4-3 to tie that series up. And we had the Predators taking out the Blackhawks 5-0. And I believe the Blackhawks are down 2 or 3 games to nothing in that series. I believe it's 3 games to nothing, risking elimination.
You say 5-0?
5-0. Against the Nashville,
want to show up.
Against the Nashville Predators. It was just brutal.
Right.
It was just brutal. So that's just touching on a little bit on hockey. I got to touch a little bit on baseball, just because I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan. The Blue Jays are doing horrible. They're 2-10. Their hitting sucks. Their pitching is all falling apart. It's rough being a Blue Jays fan right now. But you know what, Blue Jays, we're not giving up on you. Let's turn it around.
Do me a favor, boss. Last time I checked, my White Sox was 4-4.
Let's see. Let's see how MLB is doing. How are we doing in MLB? Yeah, Toronto got pounded today. Josh Donaldson's hurt. Jose Bautista isn't hitting anything. It's just a disaster of a season. Aaron Sanchez is hurt. Jay Happ now is hurt. They're losing pitchers. They've lost their best hitter. It's just been a disastrous start for the Blue Jays. Let's see the standings here right now for Chicago. What do we got?
Got to be better than 500, I hope.
You would think so, right? You would hope so.
Like I said the other day, they were 4-4.
Let's see the standings. So we have a huge week coming up this week. Huge.
Are you listening?
Let's look at the standings. So the Chicago White Sox are 6-5 right now. Baltimore's got an 8-3 record. The New York Yankees are 7-4. Boston is 7-5. Tampa Bay is 6-7. Toronto's 2-10. Wow. Detroit's 8-4. Minnesota's 7-5. Chicago White Sox are 6-5. Kansas City 6-6. Cleveland's 5-7. Houston's 8-4. The Los Angeles Angels are 6-7. Oakland's 5-7. Seattle's 5-8, and Texas is 4-8. In the National League, we've got Miami at 7-5, Washington at 7-5, the New York Mets at 7-6, Atlanta at 5-6, Philadelphia at 4-8. We've got Cincinnati in their division leading at 8-5, Milwaukee at 7-6, Chicago Cubs at 6-6, Pittsburgh at 6-6, St. Louis, surprising, at 3-8. Wow. Colorado leading in their division 9-5, Arizona 8-5, the Dodgers 7-6, San Diego is 5-8, and San Francisco, shocking, at 5-9. So that is the baseball standings. Now let's talk about something other than some sports. Let's talk about what's going on this week. What is going to be happening this week, Tony? I know you wanted to ask me about something happening here in BC. Something big this week. What's going to go down here in BC this week, my friend?
Yeah, I want to know what's going to happen with that 420 celebration.
The 420 celebration.
I want to know what you gonna do when you wake up till the end of the day or the end of the celebration. Actually, I almost want to know how you go prepare the night before. Because the way you speak about it, you say it's going down.
Man,
say it's going down.
All I can do is pray and hope for good weather. Because last year when I went, it was the first time it was done on the beach. Previously, it was done like by City Hall. And everybody would be around City Hall. But last year, they did it on the beach. And just imagine an entire beach and then tents along the beach. And then food trucks along the beach. And then DJs and music and thousands of people and nowhere to park. And everybody's just having a great time. And there's a lot of partaking in medical marijuana. There is. It's true. So
party right there, man.
It's a crazy party. And it's just one of those parties that I just have to go and be able to try to make some footage for you, the people, to show you guys what is happening here. Because we are the first country out of the G7 to legalize recreational marijuana. So what kind of party do you think is going to happen here in British Columbia, the heart of medical marijuana country? You think there's going to be a party? I don't know. I mean, you can use your imagination. I think there's going to be...
You know the worst thing about your party?
What's that?
That I won't be there.
Hey, man, it's not too late to come. We still got time, my friend. Today's only the 16th. My friend, it's only the 16th. You got 4 days.
Man, I wish.
It's not too late. That's one of those celebrations. You just come drive down, man. Come drive down.
First of all, it's up.
I just mean just come on up. Come on up.
I go further north.
Come on up.
The further north I go, the worse the weather get. I'm trying to be here. Here. You see that?
Oh,
you see that?
my
I'm trying to
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Vancouver is the land of the art of doing nothing. Vancouver is always looking for any excuse to do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. This Vancouver is all about the no work team, my friend. It's all about the no work team. Trust me.
It'll be Woodstock.
It's kind of like a Woodstock scenario, but on steroids. Because you got people with booths selling marijuana. You got people giving out marijuana for free. You got people selling hemp. You got people selling hash. You got people selling all kinds of crazy things. You got police all around.
Smoking on everything down there.
You got police hanging all the way around. There's a lot of police there. Trust me, there's a ton of security. And they're just chilling. They're not arresting anybody.
You gotta get you got a cameraman? You need a cameraman. Where's Mr. Katam? Tell him we need him.
Hey, I think Mr. Katam might be available that day. There's a likelihood that he may be available and he may be with me doing some camera work. There's a likelihood. There's a very good likelihood. But we'll see. You know, everybody has busy schedules. I can't guarantee it, but there's a very good chance. There's a very good likelihood that there may be a Mr. Katam sighting and there may be a Bronx sighting. I don't know if you've seen his dog,
but... sorry, selfie film yourself. You got one of them selfie sticks or something?
Do I got a selfie stick? No, I don't got a selfie stick. But I'll make sure I get some footage. Don't worry, I got a video camera, and I got a phone, so I will be equipped and I will be prepared, and we will definitely get some good footage. Don't you worry about that. Now,
yeah, that's gonna be good right there.
Now,
a lot of people in America ain't never seen that. I know I haven't.
what do you think is going to happen in the markets on 420?
The honest to God truth,
Yeah? What do you think is going to
just
happen in the
another day.
markets?
I just don't feel like anything. Like I don't, man. I just feel like maybe 10% here, couple in the red, 3, 4 in the red, but nothing, no more, nothing crazy, nothing. I, I don't know, man.
It's
I don't
crazy.
think nothing like.
Now, we talked about it. We broke it first. We talked about HMLSF. We broke it first. That HMLSF is the medical marijuana ETF in America. The symbol in Canada is HMMJ. So, what do you think about that?
The ETFs?
Yeah, what do you think about the fact that you broke the HMLSF ETF in
I think it's
America?
major key. Major key, man. Yeah, I appreciate that shout out too on the last show, man.
Hey, Mr. Holmes, you're doing great work, Mr. Holmes. I told everybody I got no choice but to call you Mr.
Yeah,
Holmes.
I saw that.
My main man here,
What
T
up,
Brown.
E?
Yo, what did you break? You've been breaking everything. T Brown
Yeah,
broke.
told him I broke the bomb.
T Brown broke
Moab.
the bomb, the Moab, the bomb in
I actually hit you in the chat
Afghanistan.
room with that first. I said,
That's right.
stop.
That's right.
If you go back and look at it, well, I don't know if you post the chats or not, but if you go back, I was like, no, you need to stop. Because as soon as I understood it was the biggest bomb that ever hit our planet, huh? I thought it was going down right then and there. That's when I thought World War III was starting. When I told you that news right there.
Well,
when they said it's the biggest ever, I said, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Well,
but,
isn't that the start?
I mean, I don't know, man. Well, they said that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. We'll see how next week goes.
Oh, I really hope it's not, and I hope everyone's going to be okay, and we don't condone violence here, and we just want everyone to get along, and we love everybody, and we don't want anybody in North Korea, South Korea, China, Canada, America, anywhere. Yeah, we don't want anybody getting hurt anywhere, so for us, we don't really want anything like that, and we just hope that, we can figure out a resolution, that everybody can just kind of get along, and we can really focus on the real problem, which is Fukushima. We have a major issue in Fukushima. We've got a major crisis, a humanitarian crisis in Japan, off the coast of Japan, where there's a nuclear meltdown that's occurred because of a natural disaster, and nobody wants to focus on it. But yet everybody wants to kill each other over North Korea. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I think we need to
Fukushima more on a national level.
Well, I think
that's more a worldly level.
I think the world needs to come together and focus on Fukushima, because there's already been discussions that the radiation levels increased multiple points immediately after the chemical spills, and there's been all kinds of wildlife washing up onto shore all over the world, which means they would rather wash onto shore than swim in their habitat.
I mean, it was just 5 years ago we had the oil spill, the BP oil spill.
Yeah.
And people still act like that's just because the mainstream don't talk about it no more. People think that that's completely done. Well, a lot of people forgot some of the damage down there. And man, please, this still. Hey.
Are you listening?
Exactly.
You gotta be listening. When Tony Brown talks, you gotta listen.
Man, it's crazy down there, though, man. You just gotta be careful, man. You do your own research, because the mainstream media angle, you know. So I dig into stuff myself, man, and that's what got me into the stocks, man. Not to go into my soapbox spill or anything, but I always done research and tried to keep ahead of the curve, you know. So I'm like, wait a minute, man, that's what this is about. So let me apply this to the stock game.
Now, there's been reports that North Korea has attempted multiple launches and they have failed. What do you think about that? Someone is asking in the room if they've actually launched more tests, and the answer is yes. Apparently, they've launched 2 missile tests. Both of them have failed. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that that's? Do you think that that's?
Nailed it.
Do you think that that's propaganda? Do you think that that's real? Do you think that's true? What do you think about that?
I think it's true. They said both missiles blew up the minute they tried to leave the pad. But at the same time, I'm thinking if both missiles, well, I heard the first missile blew up as it left the pad. I haven't got the details about the second one, but I did hear a second one malfunction.
Yeah.
But my question is, if it blew up, don't that affect the area it's in, or did it just malfunction and lay down?
Oh, for sure. It must be affecting the entire area because that's the thing I don't understand. Like, if it blows up, doesn't it explode in that area and doesn't it cause massive damage on your launch pad?
And the thing about it, though, we wouldn't really even get the details of the damage it's doing within. But if it blew up, then ain't that basically us detonating it, and we're bragging to the world that we're the cause of it malfunctioning, even if we're not responsible for it malfunctioning? We're taking the credibility that we are. So to me, North Korea, that's, I mean, hey, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Do you think, like, did you hear about the fact that they may have submarines in the waters coming up here off of California? 2 submarines. So imagine if they just pulled up onto the shores of California and just started war.
Did you know that North Korea is the only country that has a satellite in orbit that goes the opposite direction of all the rest of them? And it travels right over the middle of the United States. True. Very true. And if you don't believe me, that's awesome, because I want you to do your own research. That's the type of dude I am. Oh, please don't believe me. Just say he's full of it. Please do
and
it.
This is why
that's how I treat the evidence that I get. I'm like, man, whatever. That's how I get sucked in. Because then I start doing my own research and I connect the dots. And then I almost want to stop. I did. This is crazy. So that's how it gets to where it is. So, you just got to do your own research and your own due diligence when it comes to things. Just don't rely on, somebody to educate you. Somebody can help you, lead you the way, but don't expect them to just, just, no, that's not what this is about. This is about making you independent and showing you how to, become wealthy and have the tools yourself to be successful.
Speaking of that, Mr. Brown, Mr. Holmes, I apologize, Mr. Holmes. Speaking of that, you're breaking all the news. You're Mr. Holmes. You're Sherlock. You're finding all the news. You're breaking all the stories. So I want to ask you, when you found my channel, you hit that bell button, right?
Yeah.
So can you explain that? Can you explain to people what happens if you don't hit that bell button?
Well, I know a lot of you, what I used to do when I first came on Rich, and I didn't, I used to always hit the refresh button trying to catch you live. I'm like, man, I can't never catch this. And then when I get into the show, I get to doing something, and I click on it, you already 45 minutes in. So I'm like, I'll start it from the beginning. but I want to watch it in real time. But what I wasn't doing is what you need to do is after you hit that subscribe button, right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. You gotta click on that bell right there. And once you click on that bell,
hold on, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna pull it up, Tony. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's go to Rich TV Live. Let's pull it up. Show you guys exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's the indicator right there. You ain't gotta chase no more. Once you do this here, what we're about to show you, there's no more chasing.
So any channel you go to, let's just say we go to stocks. We're gonna go to stocks channel, and we're gonna find investing basics stocks. So let's say I want to subscribe to this channel.
Learning about investing is a lot like learning to ride a bike. At first, it may look intimidating or complicated.
You want to hit the subscribe button?
That's why it's
you hit the
important to learn
subscribe
the
button.
basics in ways you can help minimize risk and protect yourself. After a good amount of practice and learning, you can take the training wheels
And
off.
see right
and
here,
really start
there's
riding.
a bell.
Along the way, the roads
Right
change,
beside the
so
subscribe button, when you
days,
hit subscribe, there's a bell.
And while learning to ride doesn't
What
limit
Tony's
you,
referring to is you have to hit this bell. Click on this bell, and then you will get all the notifications. So if I click on this bell right here, and I'm going to blow this up. This is how you get all my notifications in real time, in case you guys have been wondering, and you haven't been able to get my notifications of when I'm live. It's because you're not clicking this bell. And this bell right here, right beside the subscribe button, there's this bell. See the subscribe? There's this bell right there. And then it'll tell you the amount of people that are subscribed. You just click that bell button, and then you'll get every single notification. So every time a new video comes in, every time we were live, you will get that notification in real time. Okay, guys?
Yep. And it'll let you know right away. It'll send you a message to your phone. Just set it up to send an email alert. However you want to customize it, you can do that too, I believe. So, yeah, man, I got a lot of a lot of videos set up that way. Just hit that bell because they don't, it's not something they let you know about. You know what? It never used to be that way. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's actually
subscribe and you used to just get to tell you. You have to do all that extra stuff.
It's actually a new feature. It's a new feature that they've implemented, and they are doing it because they really want to see how many people want to really follow those subscribers, and how many people are just kind of clicking, but they're just kind of casual following those subscribers, and how many people are like the die-hard subscribers that want to actually see every single video by that individual for whatever reason.
That's a good indicator. Well, whoever the marketing genius is for them, kudos to him, because that's exactly what it's. I don't miss anything because it tells me right away. I get the alert, and it works.
What else is on your mind, Mr. T. Brown? What else is on your mind?
Oil and gold.
So, whenever there's a massive crash in the market, whenever there's some type of a natural disaster, a huge world event that occurs, oil and gas usually will explode, and so will the cost of oil and gas specifically, and so will prices of gold. So right now, as we've seen gold skyrocket just recently because of these events that have occurred, we've seen an explosion in gold prices, and if this war continues and it escalates, we expect that if the market crashes, that gold will skyrocket.
Without a doubt. I'm in the gold business. I'm in the precious metal business. When it comes to gold, silver, palladium, or platinum, I deal with that all day long. I deal with the numbers, the breakdown of ounces, grams. I deal with that all the time. So if I tell you what, if another major strike gold is about at 1,300 right now an ounce.
That's correct.
It's gonna shoot up about $200 to about 1,500 if one more strike happens.
It's right now at $12.93. $1,293.40.
That's an all-time high for the year.
Wow.
Look, I don't even gotta check the record. I know. I look at it every day.
The Dow is down 138 points. The S&P 500 is down 15 points. The NASDAQ is down 31 points right now. Oil is down 0.47 points. Gold is up 4.9 points. And the global Dow is up 0.95 points. These are the real up-to-date statistics because the market is live right now in Asia.
You know what? That's so awesome you did that. That tells me it may be a bloodbath tomorrow.
Oh yeah. It says right here, stocks ride into North Korea danger zone before Monday's open.
Did you see the fly zone for North Korea?
No. What is that?
Someone showed the fly zone that shows every airplane that's flying within, the world map. There are no planes flying across North Korea, and planes are scattered all across the map. But North Korea section is like empty, and North Korea has part of the ocean there as well, and planes are going like 200 miles around that. They don't even want to get near the waters.
Well, would
because
you?
They know
Would you?
Well, absolutely not.
Yeah, those crazy guys, he'll blow you up out of the sky.
My point is, there cannot be this much lining up, getting ready, preparation, and nothing's going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I had a friend of mine, he was Korean, okay, in high school. His name is Jamin. And I'll tell you right now, this guy was a ninja, bro. So I'll tell you right now, those Koreans, I'm telling you, yeah, that ain't going to be an easy fight. Those guys, I just tell you, those North Koreans, I'm telling you, that will not be an easy fight. Those guys are serious ninjas, bro. I'm telling you. I just don't think it's going to be easy.
You know what? I'm almost with you, but I can almost tell you where it don't matter. I don't care if they could fly through the trees. I can tell you where it
They
don't
said
matter.
the same thing about Vietnam, and what happened in Vietnam?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if you go invade another country, the safest way to do it is to drop a bunch of bombs. You start putting troops on the ground in North Korea, it's going to get real ugly, real fast.
Okay, now, with that breakdown, I totally agree. But
like if you're dropping bombs from up, we're not putting foot soldiers on
the ground in North Korea. That won't happen. We learned our lesson from Vietnam. We're going to know Congo.
Yeah, man. All I know is I ain't ready for no war. I hope there's no war, man. I know you got kids. I got kids. We don't want to see this world. We want to save world for our children, for our future, for our kids' future, for our kids' future. We just want to get along. And what I'm praying for humanity to do is to come together and focus on issues that are humanitarian issues like Fukushima and bring the whole world together and focus on creating a solution for Fukushima. Because from what I'm hearing, the problem is so bad, it's going to destroy all of us for generations. And apparently in the next, potentially as much as little as 7 years, we could all be seeing side effects of Fukushima. That's how dangerous it is and how much it's going to be affecting us. It's going to get into our fish. It's going to get into our wildlife. It's going to seep into everything. It's going to slowly get into everything. And we will start seeing more birth defects. We will start seeing more cancer. We will start seeing more disease. We will start seeing more things happening because our immune systems will start breaking down because of this man-made disaster that started as a natural disaster and has now spilled into a massive chemical spill into the Pacific Ocean, which has already touched California and British Columbia.
How far are you from the Pacific Ocean?
We are on the Pacific Ocean. Vancouver's on the Pacific Ocean.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So
we're
getting affected.
I thought you were inland a little more.
No. We are being affected, and the water's right here, and so is California. So the entire West Coast is at risk right now, and not only are we at risk with what's happening with Fukushima, but if what they're saying with submarines is true, an attack could be imminent any second.
Man, we're so not prepared.
When I saw that, like, I never heard, like, I don't know history as good as you do, American history, but when I saw the Pearl Harbor story, where there was a bunch of Japanese jets that came over from Japan, and they were on a suicide mission, and they went to Pearl Harbor on a suicide mission, and they created all that damage. I couldn't believe what I saw. Like, you don't even see movies that crazy.
Yeah.
Like, there's no movies that crazy. When real life gets more crazy than movies, you know we are living in the end times. When you can't even fathom an idea worse than reality, you know we're living in end times. When there's people that are super rich, when there's 20-year-olds that are billionaires, but there's entire continents like Africa filled with starvation, hunger, pesticide, disease, horrible things that are happening in Africa every day by warlords, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then there's billionaires flossing and talking about how they have all this money and they have all these billion-dollar charities. They raise all these billions of dollars. Then why are so many people starving in all these countries? Where's the money going? I challenge all these charities out there. I call you all scams. Every charities out there is a freaking scam. I'm going to call you a scam because you are a scam. Why are all these kids in Africa dying? Why are they not getting any food? Why are they dying and starving? Where's the money going?
Exactly.
Where's the money going?
They keep 95% of it, and they send the other 5% over there that ain't really putting a dent in shit.
I used to work with charities until I realized that 95% of the money went to administration.
Oh, seems like we both understand that then.
And a foundation, and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know when you're giving to a charity, a foundation legally doesn't have to keep more than 5% for the cause, which means 95%, which you just said, 95% of the money goes to the people's pockets. Administration, payroll, advertising. And how much do the kids get? How much do the starving children in Canada, America, Africa, China, all these countries all over the world that are having major issues? But we live in our big houses in America and Canada. We live in our nice, air-conditioned igloos here in Canada. We drive our nice cars and we wear our nice Rolexes. And we pretend like it's not an issue. But the reality is, it's a major issue. When I go to the Dominican Republic, I see it with my own eyes. The level of poverty is incredible. 10 people live in houses the size of, like, our bathrooms. Just put that into, like, perspective. People would live in a house the size of our bathrooms. And I'm talking about 10 people. They would be living on top of each other, just finding places to sleep. This is the way they live over there. And I'm not just talking about the Dominican Republic. I've been to Cuba. I've seen the same thing in Cuba. And I'm sure if you go to other countries like Thailand and other countries like that, like India, Pakistan, other countries that have very, very severe issues with poverty, major issues with poverty, you will see it It is a serious issue. But here in North America, and in Europe specifically, we like to isolate ourselves and live in our bubbles and pretend like those things don't matter. Those people don't matter. But they do matter because they're human beings and we are all connected. And since we're all connected, how can we allow these things to happen on a day-to-day basis, these monstrosities to continue on a day-to-day basis when we're living the high life, when we're living large, and we're living in our big houses and our big cars and our second houses and our second cars and our third houses and our third cars and our fourth houses and our cottages and our vacation homes and our toys and our snowmobiles and our jet skis. And yet there's other people out there, they don't even have food. They don't even have water. They don't even have shelter. And then these people, these charities, they go on television, they tell you to give your money. And then you do something good and you give your money. And do you think that money ever sees those people? No.
Sad, man.
It's mental.
You got the right intention in your heart. You know, you feel good about yourself after you patronize, you know, you donated that money to a good cause, but you really just padded somebody's pocket that just sold you a good story. You know?
It's sad. And I worked in the fundraising business for years and I saw it myself and I just didn't have the heart to do it anymore because I can't take people's money knowing that only 5% of their money will actually help the people. And 95% will be going into these charities' pockets. So when you see Bill Gates, one of the richest guys in the world, and he is one of the largest charities in the world, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, of which Warren Buffett is one of the largest donors. He's donated billions of dollars to the charity. It really just makes you wonder what's really going on.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm just thinking about the organization I used to work for makes me super agitated right now. I'm going to do some research because it's been about 10 years. I'm going to do some research, okay? And this is what I'm going to tell the world what I'm going to do on the next show. And if I come back and find out that it's still doing the same thing they were doing 10 years ago, I'm calling them out.
That's my boy.
I'm calling them out.
That's the power of Rich TV Live.
I ain't going to do it right now just because, and wait till I tell y'all the organization. Y'all going to be like, you guys to be kidding me.
Oh, yeah.
So, I would say we got a pretty smart.
The bigger they are, the less they give to the kids. That's how sick it is.
I'm gonna give it till next week. I'm gonna do my research, and if come next week, I come to find out they still on that garbage, I'm calling them out, and y'all gonna be surprised.
That's
if
the
they
power.
doing good, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let it go.
That's the power.
Let me find out they still on that dirty stuff.
That's the power of Rich TV Live, man. That's the power of our community. Now, last week, we had a client on our show, NPHC. Did you see that client?
You know what? I caught a little bit of him, but I didn't get to catch his whole thing. But man, you know, it's powerful what I see what the effects from it happen.
Well,
you know,
the day he was on our show, I didn't want to show it because the stock was actually down. But then once he came on the show live, to my surprise, the stock went up. And then after he left the show, we looked at the stock and the stock was up. It was incredible. 10%. Nothing huge, but it was up 10%. It was slight. Volume was like 1 million shares. It wasn't anything huge. It was like $5,000 worth of liquidity. The next day, to my surprise, it went up 15%. And then the next day after that, to my surprise, myself and Mr. Katam ran a couple of their videos that were running on NBC, and they had an infomercial. We ran 3 of their videos on our show live. What do you think happened after we ran those videos? The stock finished up on Thursday, up 38%. Showing a gain of 10% plus 15% plus 33%. So they gained over 50% after being on our show.
Wow.
So needless to say, they're very excited about what we were doing. Amazing. And they are going to be coming back on our show on Monday. So they have some more news. and they want to talk about it on Monday. So they will be live on our show on Monday at 11 Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. They will be live on Rich TV Live. We will be speaking with Rick again live, the CEO of NPHC, and let's talk a little bit about stocks, because obviously that's what everybody comes here for. Everybody loves Rich TV Live because they want to talk about stocks. So
I'm sorry, man. I'm still trying to. Did you guys just understand what he just told you? You know, some people really need to like pay attention, man. You know, it's funny when you do your slow motion. Sometimes I get that you're kidding around, man, but some people don't like. Some people need to understand when you throw gems out there. You know, sometimes you don't elaborate on gems that you throw out there a lot of times, but that's up to the listener to understand what you say and do what I do, guys. I listen when he talks, I write stuff down. I just don't. You guys, you take notes. You know, if you're that type of individual and you're the smartest in the room, I got some advice for you. Get the hell up out that room. Get the hell up out that room. If you're the smartest in the room, get out of it. I'm gonna leave it as that. I'm sorry, man. I just have to get that point because what you just said, you both go have the guy on the show tomorrow.
that's right.
And what didn't happen the last 3 people? Listen. That's all I'm saying. Just listen. You know, even when the show over, go back and watch the show again. You know, whatever. Take notes.
Guys,
Sorry.
Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. At the end of the day, everybody needs to learn to treat their money with respect, okay? So, this is what I really want you guys to think about. When you guys have a fantasy football team, when you guys have a fantasy basketball team, when you guys have a fantasy soccer team, when you have a fantasy hockey team, when you guys are putting together a project for work, I'm trying to relate to anyone. You know, if you're a wedding dress organizer, you want the best wedding dress possible. Same thing with stocks, guys. You work really hard for your money. Why would you take that money and put it into some piece of shit stock? This is what I'm trying to say to you guys. You guys got to learn to do the research, and you got to make sure that when you put your money, your hard-earned money, in that stock, that is 1,000% the stock that you want to own. And if it's something that you want to own, make sure it's a really good stock. Make sure it's Apple. Make sure it's Amazon. Make sure it's Netflix. Make sure it's Facebook. Make sure it's Google. Make sure it's Berkshire Hathaway. Those are the best stocks. The stocks that we talk about are very speculative. They're the ones that are moving. They have the big mo for momentum. We identified BITCF before anybody else on the planet. We identified USRM before anybody else on the planet. We will continue to identify all the medical marijuana stocks before anybody else on the planet. We will continue to identify companies like BIOC before anybody else on the planet. We will continue to identify companies like NAK before anybody else on the planet. We will continue to identify companies like PULM before anybody else on the planet. Our strategy is not about penny stocks. Our strategy is about screening the entire market and looking for winners. We don't care if they're 0001 or if they're $1,000 a share. We're looking for winners because if you chase winners, you will win. If you chase losers, you will lose. Let's think about it, Tony. If you bought Facebook 5 years ago at any price, would you have won?
Absolutely.
Okay, so why not chase winners? If you bought Amazon 5 years ago at any price, would you have won?
Without a doubt.
If you bought Tesla 2 years ago at any price, would you have won?
They're all on the rise. They're companies that
they're winning. So
they're not even at the peak. They're not even.
So let's think about this carefully. And strategically now, okay? So if those are successful blueprints of companies that are winning, what is the blueprint for a winning company? Strong revenue, good product, a strong management team. What am I talking about every single day on the show? The fabulous
Man, the Fabulous it's 15 now, right?
The Fabulous
They
15.
kicked out,
And
they
isn't it
kicked
funny?
out the two.
And isn't it funny? You know this, right? Everybody in our community calls it the Fabulous 15 because that's what I call it. We created this Fabulous 15, Tony. There's nobody else that calls it the Fabulous 15. Only we call it the Fabulous 15. But the beautiful thing about our community is everybody understands our language. We have created our own language within our own community. The rich system is follow the winners. You don't follow the losers. You don't buy the dips. Because if you buy a dip, you become a
Dipshit.
and we don't want to be dipshits because when you buy dips, you're guessing. It's guessing. We don't want to guess. We want to invest in sure things. I'm telling you right now. Tony wants me to tell you guys my Fab 5. Here it is. Chronos Group. MJN in Canada. PRMCF in America. The Chronos Group, they are like Kevin Durant. They are like Julio Jones. They are like Jose Altuve in baseball. They are sure things. Okay? They are winners. Now, what's the second one? Aurora Cannabis. You guys already know this, but I'll tell you again. I love Aurora Cannabis. A 1 million square foot facility, a 1 million state-of-the-art square foot facility to grow recreational, legal, medical marijuana. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that that's not a Christmas present at $2? That's a Christmas present. You guys will be watching this video in the years to come, and you will kick yourselves for not buying Aurora Cannabis at $2. Trust me, it is a winner. There's two. Chronos Group and Aurora Cannabis. You want to know number 3?
Let's go for it.
Number 3, we got Chronos Group. We got Aurora Cannabis. Number 3 is Aurora. It is Organogram. OGRMF. And OGI in Canada, owned by the Trailer Park Boys. Also involved in that deal is the prophet from Omaha. That's right, Warren Buffett. If it's good enough for the richest, most successful investor ever, it's good enough for me. So I'll definitely follow his blueprint on Organogram. So there's 3 right there that I absolutely love. Out of the Fabulous 15, it's hard for me to pick 5, but those are 3 that I love. Let's think of some more here. You guys want more? Let me give you guys some more. What else do I got? Oh, 2 more. It's hard, man. I like them all. But I'm going to try to find you guys. Try to find you guys low-priced ones that I really, 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 really like. 2 more that I really, really like.
See if I can find my list. I got them written.
I mean, I like them all, but if I have to pick 2 more, and
Now, you're doing this without including the ETF, right?
I love the ETF, but right now, because the ETF is at $10, I'm trying to find you guys ones that are low prices where you guys can double your money at the least. So I think you can double your money on Chronos Group. I think you could double your money on Aurora Cannabis. I think you can double your money on Organogram. And I also believe you can double your money on Emblem Corp, EMC in Canada, EMMBF in America. I believe that's going to be a monster. And last but not least, I really like ICC. ICCLF.
Okay.
Those are my Fab 5 right now. Those are the ones that I think have the most upside based on their price, based on the fact that they are all licensed, based on the fact that they are all major players licensed under Health Canada, and they are in the ETF, the HMMJ ETF in Canada, HMLSF in America. So I believe they are positioned to be big winners, and I believe they will be big winners. And I believe that those are all opportunities that if you get into those opportunities, you guys will double your money. Now, I can't guarantee you when. It might take a year. It might take 2 years. It might take a month. I don't know.
Oh, but it's going to happen.
But it's going to happen. And this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to waste my time buying the dips, buying penny stocks, buying garbage deals. I want to chase winners. I want to invest in winners. I want to buy winners. And I don't really care if it takes a month or 6 months or a year. I like ICCLF. They're at $1.31 in Canada, so they're probably around $1 in America right now. I believe it is positioned to be a monster. They've got a license to grow in South America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got a license to grow in South America.
Oh.
Read up on their news. Read up on their news.
I got something for you.
ICC, International Cannabis Corporation, included in the first medical marijuana ETF, and they operate out of Uruguay. And they've got a license to operate out of Uruguay, and Uruguay is becoming one of the only countries in South America, similar to Canada, that's been regulated and licensed to go recreational. And this company has the green light to grow for the country. So they can be one of the...
This is ICCLF?
That is correct. I think this is a huge opportunity here. Huge. I'm very excited about this company. I'm very bullish on this company. They've been skyrocketing, and I think these guys right now are in my Fab 5, and they're on my radar for companies to buy. I'm looking to buy into this one. I'm looking to buy into the 5 that I told you. I'm looking for the right price right now on Aurora. I'm looking to sniper Organigram. I'm looking to sniper ICC, International Cannabis Corporation. I'm looking to sniper Kronos Group. And I'm looking to sniper Emerald Health, EMMBF. So I think all of them are major players. I really like them. And those are my Fab 5 for the week. But not just for the week, just for the long term, really for the year. Those are like my Fab 5 right now for the year that I think if you can get in for a good price in 5 of those positions and you hold, you will be able to double your money in the future on those deals. What do you think?
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Okay, let's look at the prices. Let's look at the prices. Emblem Corp, Emblem Corp, EMMBF is at $2.17, right? That's a good price, right? IMM, and these are all licensed producers out of Health Canada. So they have no issues with licensing. ICCLF. ICCLF currently in America is at 94 cents, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think at 94 cents, that thing is a beauty. It was at, on Thursday, it was at $1.20. On Thursday, it went up to $1.20.
I wouldn't be shocked if it hit $2 tomorrow.
I'm just saying, like, it's a company that has huge potential, man. And I love it, and I love the price. And to be in the medical marijuana ETF and to be the lowest price stock in the entire ETF, I just think it gives it a bullseye. So everybody that wants to buy the Fab 15, they're going to buy this stock because it's the lowest price stock. I just think it makes the most sense.
You wait, this company is out of South America?
They're in Uruguay. They're in Uruguay.
So Canada can't halt it, can it?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Ugh. Because they're listed in Canada. You feel my pain, Tony. You feel my pain. You IROC.
You IROC, you.
IROC, you. IROC, you. You, IROC, you. Man. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
No, but the thing I like about all of these stocks is they're all between $1 to $2. So I think they're all in the right price range. They're all licensed by Health Canada. So I think if you could position yourself in these 5 deals and watch them and really date them and watch them hit their bottom and position yourself, I think you can go for a nice ride. And I think there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to double your money on all 5 of these companies. So I'm
I've
looking
been
to
an
really...
ACBFF for over 2 months.
And have you been able to win?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. So would you rather chase winners or would you rather chase losers? Because my whole theory, the rich system, Tony, is that when you chase winners, even when you buy at a wrong price, you're still going to win. Because they're going to go up.
No matter what.
They're going to go up in the long term anyways. So even if you bought Facebook 5 years ago at the worst possible price 5 years ago, you're still winning today. So I like to chase the winners because when you chase the winners, you win. When you chase losers, you lose. But I do not like to chase winners when they're winning. I don't like to chase the winners when they're up 100% on the day. I'd rather watch them, date them, and then when I see they're at a bottom, but they've been turning around from a bottom and they start to spike up, that's when I'll position myself. And then I'll go along for the ride.
Yeah, but I mean, you make sure that it's a winning company, and
That's
you've
correct.
done your due diligence, and you know from the financials, you know from the product, you know from doing the analytics that you don't even worry, like you say, you don't even worry about some of the dips, because you already know which way the company headed. So it's gonna have its ups and downs, but ultimately where it's going, where it's going.
I think if you have a relaxed approach to trading and you look for good companies, you don't have to stare in front of the computer every day, sitting there buying the dips. Oh, let me buy it here, let me sell it here, let me buy it here, let me sell it here. I'll tell you right now, Tony, teaching people how to do that is extremely difficult. Because nobody's going to be able to execute as good as you. People may not have level 2. Their broker might not be able to execute as quickly. People might not be able to just buy quickly. Like penny stocks is really difficult. They go up and down very quickly. So you got to be a really good
you're
trader.
Trying to put your order in. I've heard so many stories of people say,
yeah,
man, I was just getting ready to, it took me 30 seconds to a minute once I realized, okay, I won it. So I got to click here, click here, click here. And the price then changed so much just from 15 seconds going by. It's crazy. So that's, I guess that's when you taught the community how to set limit orders. So you ain't got to be trying to click at a certain time. And
I just buy a stock like it's a fantasy player and I hold it and it's like a house. I buy a stock, try to buy it low. But I make mistakes too. And when I make mistakes is when I get excited. And when you don't get excited and you actually trust your eyes, because your eyes tell you the truth, but people lie. But your eyes tell you the truth. When you trust your eyes and you see a stock going down, why would you buy it? It's going down. And when your stock's going up, why would you buy it? It's going up. So what you have to do is you have to wait until the waters calm down. And then once you wait until the waters calm down and you see it start going back down again, because they always do, and then you see it find a floor, that's when you position yourself and get ready for the next run. Because what happens with these companies eventually put news out again, and if you buy them at the bottom and you see they start to turn around and start to spike up, and then the news comes out, that's when they run. Now, more than ever, especially in Canada, you got to be ready to get in, get out, take your 10, 20, 30% return, and take your money and run, because if you don't, IROC is going to come and they're going to halt the stock, and when they halt the stock, you're going to lose money. So now you got to really be disciplined trading, because you got to consider IROC in Canada. In America, you got to consider the shorters. BLTO is a great example. BLTO went from 50 cents all the way to $3 on promotion, and then they got shorted heavily all the way back down to $1.60. And when I was talking to Sherry about it, she admitted she was very happy that she sold at $1.93. She wasn't happy when it went to $3, but it proved that my system works, because if she didn't get out of that trade, instead of getting out at 197, she would have got out at 160. So it's important to learn how to win, and then take those winnings and then learn how to win on the next trade, and then the next trade, and just be disciplined and learn how to buy low and sell high. Now, let's just say you made a mistake and you bought too high on a stock. You can always buy more at a lower price, lower your average cost. So, for example, let's say I bought a stock at $2 and it went all the way to $1. I can buy, let's say I bought $1,000 worth at $2 and it went to $1. Now I can buy $1,000 worth at $1, and now my average cost is $1.50. Now, if the stock goes up to $1.50, $1.51, $1.55, I can take my money and run. I don't have to wait until the stock goes to $2. Now, conversely, if I want to lower my average cost even more, instead of let's say I put $1,000 at $2, and then I want to buy $1,000 worth at $1, lower my average cost, I can buy $2,000 worth at $1. Now my average cost is $1.25. Do you understand? So that's called lowering your average cost. Lower cost averaging. That is how all the good traders do it. And if you learn to trade like that, and that's how Warren Buffett trades, and if you trade like that, you don't need to trade like a crackhead. You can just take a position in companies that are good companies that you think long term are going to win, position yourself, and if something goes wrong and they do go down, you can wait, make sure that you wait, get to the bottom, load up on the bottom, and then when they spike up, then you can get out of those companies. So there is a way to get out of bad deals, but you don't want to just keep buying as they go down and guessing that it's at the bottom, because I've done that too, and that's very painful. And then they go down even more, and then you buy again, and they go down even more, you buy again. And that's just insanity. You got to wait until it goes all the way to the bottom, bottoms out, does a dead cat bounce, position yourself then, and then when it spikes, that's how you get out, take your money, and run. And get the hell out of those deals. And try to focus on finding winners. Because when you find winners, you don't have to keep trying to lower your average cost, lower your average cost, lower your average cost. The only time you're lowering average cost is when you're buying losers. I don't like to buy losers.
That makes total sense right there.
And I don't like to buy losers, and I don't like to chase losers, and I don't like to chase stocks in the red. I do buy them in the red, and I do sell them in the green. But I don't chase them in the red. So, for example, if a stock goes down 5% one day, I'll watch to see what happens the next day. If the next day it goes down in the red even more, I'm watching them even more. If it goes red the next day even more, I'm watching them even more. Eventually, it's going to turn around. And there will be a streak that will go the other way. So I'm watching them like a hawk, but I'm not going to just bet the third day that the fourth day it's going to be green. That's too risky for me. That's a bet. I don't want to bet. My eyes are telling me it's going down. I think it's going down. I'm betting it's going down. So why would I buy it? That's what I'm saying. Trust your eyes. Don't bet. Because sometimes these stocks will keep going down and keep going down. And sometimes we don't know why they're going down. It could be some type of SEC issue, a Securities and Exchange Commission issue. It could be a trading halt, like we've seen with IROC. It could be a trading halt, like what happened with your deal, IMMG.
You had to bring that up.
A deal that you invested in. I'm sorry to talk about it, but those things happen in the market.
Still holding the bag.
And those things happen in the market, and that's what I'm saying. The better the deal, the better the company, the less likely that those things will happen to you. So if you're an investor and you invest in large, big board companies, there's nothing wrong with buying Netflix. There's nothing wrong with buying Amazon. There's nothing wrong with buying Facebook. There's nothing wrong with buying Google. There's nothing wrong with buying those companies. There's nothing wrong with buying Tesla. Those are winning companies. And if you're looking for winning strategies, we talk about big board stocks too, but they just don't move as much as the small penny stocks, so they're not as exciting for a day-to-day show. But we talk about it on our show, and believe me, I buy those stocks too. They're just not as exciting because they're going up 1% a day, 2% a day, sometimes 5%, sometimes 10%. But it takes a lot for those bigger companies to move huge percentage points. Whereas with the penny stocks or these companies that are at $2, they can do those big moves. And that's why we like them so much. And you could see a organogram go from $2 to $4. I could see it happening in my mind. I can visualize it. If you can actually visualize it, it can happen. You have to be able to visualize it. If you can't visualize it and you don't really know the tendency of the stock, you don't know the trading history of the stock, then you probably aren't going to win trading that stock. And that's why I think it's important to date the stocks before you actually buy them. And I've been dating all 5 of these stocks that I talked about that I'm going to be looking to buy probably this week.
Yeah, I'll be in them for sure.
So I think
I'm gonna try to get in all 15 though.
I think it's a very exciting week. I think there's a lot of good things happening, and I can't wait for the week to transpire. 420 is gonna be a very exciting day. I will show you guys some footage of the biggest 420 party in the world. I will bring it to you guys. I promise you guys. So, Tony, man, is there anything else to talk about? Or are we gonna go?
Man, I think we covered a lot, man. I think it's a good show.
Yeah, I think so too, buddy. All right, my friend.
About that time, huh?
I think it's about that time. That time. Let's see what's going on here on Live Me. Wow, we got 58 people on Live Me watching us live. Live Me, thank you for watching. This is Rich from Rich TV Live. Make sure you guys subscribe. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Rich TV Live. Go to www.richtvlive.com. Go to www.richtvlive.com and download our app for iPhone, and go to Google Play to download our app for Android devices. This is Rich and my man Tony Brown from Real Talk. It's our 6th episode. I'm going to come, hopefully next week, I got something exciting to talk about with my Toronto Raptors. Hopefully I'm not eating all the crow. And remember, if you're not winning, you're not watching. Visit Rich TV Live.
You know what?
What do you got to say?
Before you sign out, should I go ahead and break the news about Thursday, or should I wait?
Break it.
So, I'll be at the Bucks-Toronto game in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'll be sitting courtside right underneath the basket.
Oh, my main man, Tony Brown.
This to you guys.
Wow.
And, hey, maybe we'll go live Thursday with it. So you guys tune in. Thursday may be that's 420, right?
Tony Brown will be live from the Toronto Raptors Milwaukee Bucks game courtside. My main man, that's how he rolls, will be courtside, and he will be broadcasting live right here on Rich TV Live, or he will be sending us some video clips at the least of the Greek Freak. You can expect that.
Up and close and personal, baby.
And you know the beautiful thing, Tony, is if you send me footage because you are live, that is not copywritten content, my friend.
Oh, we golden, because the way we go in, we gotta walk through the same tunnel as the players to get to our seats.
Oh man!
So I'm bringing you footage, baby, footage.
And one of our subscribers in the room apparently is going to be coming live from Coachella. So we got subscribers all over the world, and we're working as a community to bring you guys fun, entertaining footage. Hopefully you guys like the show. Hopefully you guys like the video, and you subscribe and hit that bell so you can get all of our notifications, and download the app, would ya? Download the app. And if you're not winning, you're not watching. Because we're finding all the winners.
Real talk.
That's real talk. All right, my friend. I might see you online later. We'll do some gaming. I'm Rich 8 the Great. If you guys want to play me in some FIFA, find me online, Rich 8 the Great. You want to do some NBA 2K, find my main man Tony. We could do some gaming. I'm gonna go get my
Yep.
gaming on right now.
And you can find me at Hecky 608. Hecky like Becky, NAH 608. Bring it.
All right, Live Me. Thank you, Live Me. We got to say bye to Live Me right now. We're still streaming on YouTube. Bye, Live Me. Thank you, guys. 60 people. We love you, Live Me. On Live Me right now. There you go. Tony Brown.
Peace out, love me.
All right. We are now live just on YouTube. And while we are on YouTube,
Because we love you, YouTube.
and we love you, YouTube. Without you, YouTube, none of this is possible. This is all possible because of you, YouTube. The greatest streaming platform on the planet. What we're gonna do right now is we're
Thank
gonna.
you, YouTube. I don't even watch TV anymore.
I'm gonna find that.
Thank you, YouTube.
I gotta find that dirty music. That dirty music from one of our own subscribers. I want to show you this. I want to show you this. I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if you heard this. This song he sent to me. I gotta show it to you. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to you. Just give me 1 second. It's too many devices. Too many things going on. It's just crazy right now, man. Too much technology. Our room is blowing up. We've got rooms within our rooms within our rooms. We've got a music room. We have a travel room. We have a sports room. We have a trending room. We have a stocks room. We have a stocks learning room. We have a gaming room. We have a travel room. Am I missing something? We have
entertainment.
We've got an entertainment room. We've got an admin room. We have 10 rooms within our app. Now, people, we started with 1. The app has only been in business for 2 weeks, and we're already live in 14 countries. And we're going global. We're going everywhere, people. I'm telling you guys right now, we will go everywhere. So, one of our subscribers said that he's a DJ. Sends us some photos of his studio, and he's got his own music, and he's for real. So you guys want to hear some of his music? Check this out. I'm gonna show you this because I think this is pretty impressive, and I thought I would share it with you guys. Where did he send me that video? Here it is. We're going to leave with this music because we like to give recognition to our subscribers. And this is our very own Kenny Lee. Did you hear this song? Our very own Kenny Lee.
Turn it up.
It's called Keep Me Forever.
Yeah, didn't hear this. This is a good song. Shout out to Kenny Lee.
Shout out to Kenny Lee. This is your song, bro. This is amazing, guys. We started this show 3.5 months ago. Now we have DJs. We have hip-hop artists that are becoming a part of the show. And don't you got some family that's in the hip-hop business, my friend?
Oh, yeah. So I got some surprise coming to you guys. So
get ready, guys.
Yeah,
we got our own.
Some of it, we ain't gonna tell them all of it. We gotta save some of them. We got big things lined up.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Don't get left behind.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy, man. So yeah, so we got our own music. We got our own hosts. We got our subscribers sending us videos. We're winning on stocks. We're talking sports. We're talking trending. Man, the power of the people. The power of the people coming together. And you know what? It's like we're family now. We're hanging out. We're talking on Skype. We're playing video games together. It's good, man. It's good. What do you think? What do you think, Tony? Is it good times?
Good times, man. I might have to whip you in some FIFA tonight. You're giving me hype. What time is it? Oh, I got a little bit of time.
Yo, we got a troll in the room. We got a troll in the room. Can somebody eliminate the troll? We got a troll alert. Troll alert. Troll alert. Somebody needs to get rid of Rod. We have a troll in the room. All right. Since nobody did it, I'm gonna do it. Peace. Peace, Rod. You have been eliminated. It is a troll alert. Alert, alert, troll alert.
You know what's
Troll
funny?
alert.
What's funny is he tried to apologize, but it was too late. Sorry, guys. No, man. You just the energy. You didn't even have to come in the door that way.
Oh my goodness.
But he's like, sorry, guys.
It's
Too
like
late, buddy.
everybody that gets removed, they all come crawling back. They come crawling back. Please, guys, can I please be a part of your community? Please give me another chance. I know I said your hair looks like it got gelled with onions, but please give me another shot. Give me another shot, Rick, please. We got our own music. We got our own videos. We got our own people in the Dominican Republic. We got our own people in America. We got our own people in Canada. We global, my friend. We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. How can we be stopped?
See yourself, right?
To the trolls. Let's give it up to the trolls. Thank you for giving us views. Without you, we wouldn't be up to 53,000 views. We love you guys.
Hey,
all right, guys.
do their job.
We're having too much fun, but we're going to sign off because it's time for us to celebrate. And you know how we celebrate on Rich TV Live. You know how we do it. Let's give it up to Kenny Lee and my main man, Tony Brown, and PHC tomorrow, guys. 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern. Get ready. If you're a private or public company and you need exposure, who else is going to give you the exposure than the same guy that loves the art of doing nothing? If you're doing nothing, isn't that something? Isn't doing nothing doing something?
Hey, look, man, look. All you companies that's out there watching, and this is something you're watching. We've already figured that out. We got the proof in the pudding. We're not just woofing. We got the proof. We got the evidence in the pudding. Come on the show.
It's true.
Watch what's going to happen.
It's true. Visit Rich TV Live. Don't
time.
forget to
Every
subscribe.
time we do
Click
it.
that like down below and comment on the show because all Sherlock does, Mr. Holmes himself, is bring you winners. That's it. That's all we do, people. All right, guys. You can see me online. I'm going to do some gaming. Rich 8 the Great and T Brown signing off. See you next week. Peace in the Middle East.
For real.
Mr. Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
Gotta give me a hat.
We want the breaking news, T. Keep bringing the breaking news, my friend. That's Tony Brown. That's Tony Brown. All he does is give us breaking news. All he does is give us breaking news. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.